of 13 ABC. Now, Conklin and Company continues with Take 3, commentary and analysis from our panel of political contributors.
Welcome back, everyone. Take 3 now, and we talk about the state of the city of Toledo. The address coming this past Monday from Mayor Michael Bell, who says he wants to continue to be Mayor Mike Bell for the next 4 years, making that announcement part and parcel along with where the city has come in the last year and where it will go in terms of crime and safety, in terms of road improvements, the budget, and then the campaign and the announcement that he will run for another 4-year term in Toledo. And here to talk about that, Tom Troy from the Toledo Blade, covers politics, has for many years, and Skylar Meadows, former campaign candidate for Toledo City Council and political analyst on the Juice 107.3 on Sunday mornings as well. So here we are on Super Sunday and talking about moving forward with the mayor as he makes that bid for 4 more years. Right time, right place to make the announcement. Tom Troy?
There was some critiquing of whether that was the right place. He gave his State of the City speech to the Rotary Club, a business luncheon. You had to pay to be there. Some of his critics, who were going to be critical probably of anything he did, said that that was not the time and place. He should have given his State of the City address just in a more bipartisan, nonpartisan format, and then on another occasion, maybe make his announcement for mayor. And politically,
perhaps a news conference, or calling a news conference.
And politically, he might have been, it might have been more to his advantage to have had 2 events, because he was going to get big. He would have gotten big coverage for both of them. So there's a political aspect to this.
Skylar, what do you think?
I didn't think it was appropriate necessarily, but then again, considering the way Mayor Bell is, he's a non-political person, you know what I mean? He never ran for office before he wins mayor. So he's not a highly trained campaign aficionado. He just knows he loves the city.
Well, he is by now. I think he is by now.
Well, he's trained at winning, but I mean, there are other aspects of it, like Tom's indicating, you know, when do you actually announce and what mileage could you get? Or maybe he felt the strategy was to go ahead and just announce it while he's riding high on all of the accomplishments of the Bell administration. So, you know. And
he is non-traditional. I mean, there's no question about it. He's a shoot-from-the-hip guy. Sometimes that brings on the criticism. I had one comment about having breakfast out of town, I guess, Tom, that you put in your story. Maybe you can speak to that.
Well, he said in deciding whether to run for mayor, he was out of town. He was enjoying some free time. He said, I didn't have people standing over my plate at a restaurant, spitting in my food, complaining about things. He didn't mean people were literally intentionally spitting on his food, but it sort of was a jarring note to bring into a State of the City. But that is Mike. He's an unvarnished kind of guy, and he doesn't claim to be polished, and that's part of his appeal. You know, people love him. He's been described as a rock star in Toledo. I just think that he's going to have more challenges running for re-election than he had running for election. He's got issues that are now against him, and he has to run a smarter campaign, I think.
Yeah, well, we've talked about that. You know, he ran as an independent before. He's going to do it again, but had some labor support before. And will he get any labor support now as we go forward in the wake of SB 5? And
that's going to be tough because everybody's gearing up to say, you know, Mayor Bell did not work with unions at all. So, you know, in his remarks, he wrote or said that exigent circumstances that he took, if it's a good business practice and it works out well, then hooray, you know, nobody's criticizing you. But on the other end, if I made this decision and it didn't, then that's when people are coming after him. He alluded to that. Well, okay, but we're a union town to a great degree. So you've offended people. So I think it will be tough for him because he hasn't tried to make amends at all. This is his position. He took it. And there are always consequences when you stand up for your beliefs and convictions, especially as the mayor.
And moving forward, you have to raise money, and I don't know how much it's going to cost to win, or at least to run a campaign here. But Tom, on Friday you ran the campaign finance reports as we go forward. But we have Joe McNamara, who's raised what the most money so far. Is that correct?
That's right.
And then Anita Lopez, who neither one has really said, "Hey, I'm moving forward" yet. No, we know the mayor has now said it. So. But it is going to be somewhat about the money moving forward.
Well, it will be. The money's important, obviously. It's worth noting that the last couple of elections we've had for mayor, the person who spent the most money was not the one who won the election.
Walkowski last
and Cardi Fink Bioneer against Jack Ford, the one before that. And so money isn't everything. but money does help, and both Joe McNamara and Anita Lopez are farther ahead in the money raising and the socking money away for the campaign.
But at the same time, money is critically important constituency building, and I've maintained this before. Name a candidate, declared or undeclared, potential candidate, that could step out today and say, I'm running for mayor, and gain all of the constituency to push them over the edge. The constituency building this time is going to be equivalent to the money raising.
Right. And Mike Bell believes he has the right position. You just talked about exigent circumstances. And his position is one that people relate to and understand, average citizens. But you have to mobilize those people, and you have to remind them. You have to sell your position to them, even though they might relate to it. They are going to hear this other position, that he was anti-labor, not only in exigent circumstances, but he was very out front on Senate Bill 5, Issue 2.
Right. Right. And he'll say, you hired me to do a job, had to do a job. Yeah. So it'll be fascinating going forward. Also this past week, Toledo Public Schools finding out that Dr. Jerome Pecco will not be back, retiring after an extended closed-door meeting with board members, deciding that the 3-year contract, that'll be it. He will retire. And with that, the district will either hire a search firm, go with an interim superintendent, hire from within. So we're not exactly sure, but we also know that they will look to pass a levy in the future as well. Tom?
Well, it looks like it was an amicable parting of the ways. There wasn't any bloodshed as far as we know, and no words of disappointment or criticism. So we don't really know what happened behind the closed doors of that meeting of the board. They didn't, he chose to leave. They have time to hire a search firm, to go down that path, hire a search firm, go through the whole process of deciding what kind of a superintendent we want, hire somebody, bring them in, have them here to start next September, next August.
Skylar, we talked with some residents who said, well, you know, probably have some qualified people within. Let's look within without spending all that money first for a district that is cash-strapped.
Right.
So your thoughts on that?
Could definitely agree with that. And also, I think in the next person's contract, whoever it is, let's not put things in the contract that we cannot accomplish. For instance, balancing
the 6 goals that
the 6 goals, including whether or not the levy passes. That sets them up for failure. In a 3-year period, a levy may not pass. So does that mean that they're a bad superintendent? No, it means the people said, we don't want to give you any money. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and trying to hire from within.
All right, before I let you both go, Super Bowl picks. Let's go. Tom Troy, it is Super Sunday. Let's go.
Have to go with the Ravens, I
Ravens,
guess.
Okay, going Baltimore. And Skylar Meadows.
San Francisco.
That's right. All right, we'll see what happens.
Baltimore guy myself. So
okay. Well,
pure loyalty.
Certainly understandable. All right, we'll see how it all shakes out. I'll say the Niners later on today. It's on another network that I have a hunch a few folks will be watching the other channel a little bit later on. Make it a great Sunday, everybody. We'll see you next week on Conklin & Company. Thank you.
Thank you.